institutionalization of black politics in what remained of the post-war growth regime happened to other movements. So that we accepted, for instance, what I've been calling in an analogy to what Nelson Lichtenstein refers to as a collective bargaining regime, the permit regime, right? We have marches, right, that we've traded building the body count at demonstrations for the possibility of disrupting normal activity, right? So we have marches that go get a permit and satisfy the authorities because that makes it more possible for us to build a body count at the march. And then they've gotten a lot smarter about this stuff too. So they herd us down streets where nobody will be, where we don't disrupt traffic, and we go into a park where nobody is present but us. So we have to evolve self-entertainment culture, right, like the turtles and stuff, right? And I mean, I don't really go to those things anymore, but in
You're just keeping informed.
well, yeah, in their honor, like on the morning of the march, I will in the shower maybe give some of the speeches, right, because I know them all, right? As I look out at this sea of faces today, young, old, black, white, men, women, gay, straight, we're going to send a message to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then we all go home, right? And now that's one strain. The other strain is the smarter than the old school 60s activist types, right? Who understand, right, by virtue of adoption of the sort of neo-Alinskyite SEIU style style of organizing and trade unionism, right, a sort of latter-day syndicalism, that commitment to a larger objective than something that can conceivably be won in the next 2 weeks or so, or in the next cycle of Congress, is naive and armchair activism, right? This kind of feeds nicely, right, into a career trajectory that enables people to move from union staffs to public interest group staffs to congressional staffs, and there's a culture around this, right? I mean, there's a new movement or activist-based, a new activist-based petite bourgeoisie. 2 words might help to condense an image: Samantha Power. So there's that, right? So I mean, in this context, this is the context of what's happened to the New Left, right? And so how that has to, well, I'm kind of puzzling over the question of the impact on how the New Left ontologizes race, since race is an ontological notion in the first place, right? I mean, that might be something more interesting to discuss over a glass of wine. But did I address in some way all 3 of the questions, or?